rule will stop procrastination and it takes only 2 minutes to implement. Today's video I will be talking about how to implement the 2-minute rule and also why it works based on neuroscience. Let's start with the implementation. Rule number 1, if a task or an activity takes less than 2 minutes to implement, you immediately do it. If it takes more than 2 minutes, then you find a starting point, a small task that is going to get the bigger activity going. Let's say I want to record YouTube videos. Every video takes at least 10 minutes. So this is more than 2 minutes. It's more than 2 minutes. I need to find an activity that takes less than 2 minutes to implement. That is going to be the starting point of recording videos. What's that going to be? It's going to be to set up my camera. That usually takes less than 2 minutes. So I position the camera, I open the lenses, I set up the angle, I check whether all the settings are good enough, and I hit record. So that takes less than 2 minutes. Why is this rule so useful to stop procrastination? Although it sounds a little bit too good to be true. Well, first, let's go back to why we procrastinate. Most of the people think we procrastinate because we are lazy or unmotivated. However, oftentimes than not, it's not laziness, it's actually anxiety. When we set up a really big task, the brain might feel overwhelmed and might see it as a threat. And that is why it tries, in order to save us from this difficult task, it sabotages us. Let's go back to the example of recording videos. If I say to myself, now I'm going to record 5 videos for the YouTube that are going to be great and I'm going to help my channel grow, that's overwhelming to me. It seems scary, it seems difficult, because I know that recording videos ask for a lot of focus, for a lot of energy. I feel quite tired after recording videos because I need to make sure to be highly focused and also to explain everything in a way that is going to be the most useful for you, for my audience. That is why the brain tries to sabotage me, because it wants to protect me. However, when I say, let me just set up my camera, I will just position it, I will just open it, maybe clean the lenses, and that's it. That sounds easy. So first of all, this 2-minute rule is easy to implement. So besides being easy, the 2-minute rule, the 2-minute task also creates momentum, because usually the most difficult thing whenever we want to perform a task is to start. But once we start, we get into the mood, the motivation will naturally kick off and we will be motivated to continue working. I would, for example, set up my camera and I would just start feeling motivated and be like, okay, maybe I could record one video. Once I record one video, I feel like recording another one, and so on. And the third thing is, it usually sets up the environment. When we choose a 2-minute start, it usually has to do with our environment. I wanted to set up the camera. Some other people might clean up their desk. If they are doing some coding, they will open the visuals for the coding. So for example, if you use Python, you would open the environment, the Visual Studio Code. However, once we set the environment, we get cues that it's time to start working. That is how our brain naturally works. It picks up cues from the environment that are going to signal to our brain it's time to work. So when I set up the camera, this gives my brain a cue, okay, it's time to record videos, because my brain has this association, camera means recording. I hope you understood the idea of the 2-minute rule and why it works. So you choose a task that if it takes less than 2 minutes to implement, you implement it. And it works because 2-minute tasks are easy. They also create momentum, so you keep going. And they set up the environment that signals to our brain it's time to work. And you can choose these 2-minute tasks based on whatever you are supposed to be doing. And if you need help, you can also ask me for help, because I give one-on-one personalized coaching to see whether you would be a good fit for the coaching program. You want to schedule a free 30 minutes discovery call with me that you can schedule by clicking on the link in the description. So you just click on that link, you choose date and time that work for you, and we will talk one-on-one. You will explain me what are some things that you are struggling with, and I can see how my program could help you. Make sure to schedule your discovery call as of today because it's a great opportunity to talk with me for free. Thank you so much for watching this video and make sure to subscribe to support me and see you some of my future videos.